So first, banditry is on rampage. Right now, we've seen all the abductions and all the terrorist killings. And now Nigeria is a country of particular concern designated by the United States. There are back-end and backroom conversation as to wade off the onslaught from the United States against these terrorists and all of that. Nigerian government to wake up to its responsibility. And we've seen very terrible things done by bandits, killers, if you put it that way. But sometimes one wonders that when these things happen, as much as you say you are pushing to make sure that everybody is safe, everybody is happy, or we have peace, it feels to some people like you're more sympathetic to the perpetrators of this evil than to the victims themselves. Well, how do you respond to that, besides the thing you want to...
I'll respond to that. You see, I'm a medical doctor. You see, when you have an emergency, you're only concerned about stopping the bleeding, not even the fractures and the other things, maintaining the cardiovascular potency. So I'm so much concerned about those people who are injuring people, killing people. Just imagine a madman in a market with a knife who has stabbed many people. So my first aim is to get that knife from that madman, not the people that are injured. I'm not a government, I'm not an authority to say that I can take care of everybody. My concern is that blood should stop flowing. And I've seen it because I've seen it firsthand, and this is the best way we can achieve this. And government have understood that. People have understood that, but I think for political reasons, I don't know why we Nigerians cannot come together and implement it. Some people say we have neglected the victims. We have not neglected the victims. The victims, they have an emergency management agencies that can take care of them. We have state governors. We have everything. They can take care of them. But these people that are outlaw, how do we use psychology? How do we use our knowledge of human sociology and interaction? How can we deviate them from these evils they have fallen into? Because we know them for a very long time, very, very long time. They are not what they are today. So what happened? You see, if you want to cure a disease, you have to go back and see the etiology. What causes the disease? But without diagnosing it, you will just be beating about the bush, and you never get a solution to that. Let me give you, for example, now this Kanu that was imprisoned for terrorism, for agitating that our soldiers should be killed. If the same Kanu now will show remorse and also call for peace, honestly, I will be in the forefront in calling for his pardoning and amnesty for him. Look, so I want that to go into people's head. I'm advocating for Nigeria the best way out.
All right.
This is our interest. And we are victims of these victims.
Sheikh Gumi.
We had relatives in the army that were killed. Yes. We have relatives that were kidnapped. Even now, as I'm talking in Gumi local government, there's an attack by bandits there because the Zamfara has refused to come into any agreement with them. But the Kaduna example, this is what I want people to understand. Without necessarily succumbing to their threat, you can develop peace. Our message is peace. So I am so surprised when Nigerians are saying they want to, fighting is something you cannot predict its end. You can start it, but you cannot predict its end. So I want to preserve Nigerian unity. I don't want foreign intervention, and I don't want tribes to be fighting. Then also we don't want religion, the fire of religion to be ignited in Nigeria, because if it's ignited, who can quench it?
When you hear this Sheikh Gumi, this same man that even Saudi Arabia will not let into their country because they've marked him as a person of concern. They will not let him because of fear of terrorism into their own country. That's the one speaking as though he's talking on behalf of the government of the people and all Nigerians. But you can hear the undertone of what Sheikh Gumi is saying, that he's speaking on behalf of the terrorists, of the kidnappers, of the bandits, saying that he doesn't want any foreign intervention. He doesn't want anybody to come and help in the negotiation. Or rather, he wants a negotiation. He doesn't want it to be a religious war where Nigerians are getting killed every day. It is how bad the government has fallen. It is not a lie that we have people in high places who are beneficiaries of this terrorism and kidnapping and banditry in Nigeria, where the vice president of our country was once accused of terrorism. Ali Modu Sharif was also accused of being the sponsor of it. It's a pantami. It is just a few people who have risen to the highest echelon of our political office. These same people are the ones who have now, close to government now. So it's not a lie anymore that we have our military infiltrated by bandits and terrorists. It's not a lie anymore. It is also not a lie that we know that our government is clueless. Just like Prince Adewale said, the SDP presidential candidate of 2023 election, he said Tinubu is a mistake. And that is true. It's not a lie that we have a government that is inept, out of its depth. Our government that is clueless. It has no idea what it is doing. I'm telling you, Tinubu is a big mistake. But not just Tinubu, government before Tinubu, the Buhari's government. In his government, Buhari in his government had terrorist sympathizers in that government. How do you think we're not going to be surrounded? This issue of insecurity in Nigeria is a big, big problem. And you have to speak up. Not just speak up, you have to act. And don't wait until you become a victim. Recently, just today or yesterday, Scott Iguma, you know the guy that talks about real estate? His own uncle was kidnapped. And they're asking for 100 million. And later brought it down to 50 million. You know how bad it is if he ever comes to your doorstep. Because these guys are just waiting for their next victim. And they're always on the roads in collaboration with the military. Because again, as I said, the military is already infiltrated. The government is infiltrated. And the government knows they cannot put them under control anymore because our politicians brought them in the first place. They brought them in the first place. You see the children of those people you refuse to raise. When you stole the money that you were meant to build schools for them, they become the terror that is terrorizing the entire country. This is the result of bad governance. This is the result of bad government. This is the result of government that has no policy on how to drive the country forward. We're living in a very, very dire period, very tense period of our existence. And people like Sheikh Gumi can open their mouth and tell Nigerians to go and negotiate with terrorists and bandits and kidnappers, people who have been killing Nigerians every day. This man, if you heard what he said in the latter part of the video when I played it earlier, you will hear when he said that Zamfara is not peaceful because they're not negotiating with the terrorists. But Kaduna is, the southern part of Kaduna especially is, because they're negotiating. You remember when the former governor of Kaduna State, El Rufai, said that the government was paying terrorists. That's what he said, Sheikh Gumi is saying. That the government of Kaduna is paying these terrorists. That's why Kaduna is peaceful, relatively peaceful. But Zamfara is refusing to talk. And that's why there's kidnapping and terrorism in the Zamfara state. When you listen to somebody like that, would you say the person is speaking for us or for Nigerians or is speaking on behalf of the government? The reporter did ask him. He said to him, it seems as though you're speaking on behalf of the people who are causing this mayhem. He said, no, he wants peace. He doesn't want foreign intervention because this thing is business for them. Because if there's foreign intervention, their business model will go. Their business operation way of doing things will go away. It's about the money for these people. That's why they're raising money seriously, asking for millions so that they can keep buying weapons. And you know what? They're using that weapon to kill Nigerians. What can cattle rearers have AK-47? Are they fighting wars? But yet, our government is inept. So Prince Adewale was right. Tinubu is out of his depth. Tinubu was a mistake that should never have happened. So also was Buhari before him. But today, what we have is a government that is inept. A man was in the meeting. The president was in the meeting sleeping off. You think that Nigeria is going anywhere. I'm trying to say this so that you all understand. Do not wait until this thing comes to your doorstep. We have to mount pressure on our politicians so that they can fix this problem. At the state level, at the federal level, at the local government level. All of them. From Tinubu down to the lowest person that works for him. They're having sleepless night. This is why you see, when you rig election for politicians who don't have the capacity to lead, this is the result of it. When you rig election, look at Edo State, for example. Edo State is completely reading with terrorism. You know, when Mondo Pueblo said that he was going to give them insecurity, people laughed at it as a gaffe. Today, what's the result of that? Insecurity everywhere, and the man does not have the wherewithal, the thinking capacity to fix it. Let alone his boss in Abuja and Tinubu. No. When we have the worst of us leading us, people who cannot think, who cannot plan the future and see where the country should head to, they're the ones leading you. And you think Nigeria is going to move forward. You cannot expect to do the same thing and expect a different result. That's foolishness. That's madness. And when you listen to the likes of Sheikh Gumi, that's exactly what you get. But the people who are speaking on behalf of the terrorists are the ones speaking as though they're speaking on behalf of the people of Nigeria. And they're telling the government to take it easy with the terrorists while the terrorists are constantly killing Nigerians. This is ridiculous. This is ludicrous. And if Tinubu cannot see this, then there's a big problem. But again, I want you to put your comment in the comment section whether or not you agree. Is Sheikh Gumi now our president or not? He's talking about maybe becoming the one to advocate for Nnamdi Kanu's release. That's another conversation for another day. But see the effrontery with which terrorists and those who are sympathizers of terrorists are having to speak. That tells you how far-fallen Nigeria is. Put your comment in the comment section. Let us know what you think. Don't forget to like and share and subscribe if you've not done so. Recommend this channel to others. You subscribe, you help us push this content to others. We must sensitize, inform, and reach more Nigerians. As always, God bless you. Bye-bye for now.